My name is Tom Dorrigan, and I'm a Air Attack Group Supervisor on the fire. Basically in charge of the aircraft that are in the air over the fire. We'll direct the helicopters and the air tankers in, talk to the people on the ground. We're responsible for basically controlling the airspace and then also assigning them on the tactical as far as dropping water, dropping retardant on the fire. The helicopters have been able to fly quite a bit. They're able to get in under the smoke a lot of the time when the fixed wing, the air tankers are not able to fly because of the smoke. So we've been grounded here at Medford quite a bit because of the smoke, but the helicopters have been working most of the time, probably not able to get everywhere they would like to and do as much as they'd like to, but they have been able to work. Well, it's mainly visibility in order to see the terrain around you, so you have clearance from the terrain. The helicopters can slow down quite a bit and they can get down in under the smoke and then follow the terrain under the smoke. And they're slow enough that they can see the terrain out ahead of them. In a fixed-wing airplane, you need to be able to see the terrain, the ridges ahead of you, and you can't get down and follow them in the smoke. And if you can't see the terrain, then you're going to end up running into the mountains out there. Well, it's generally in most of the areas when you have a spot fire that you're trying to cool down, then we'll put water on it. That's usually the helicopters and the buckets. The air tankers, it's more of building line with the retardant. When you have a spot fire that's running or the fire is running, and you'll try and put retardant ahead of it to slow it down. Where the water is more of trying to cool it down and trying to get that spot knocked down. Mainly the helicopters begin because it's same as the visibility, that they can move slower, they can drop down into the canyons. They basically will hover and they can lower themselves down into the canyons, or else with a fairly slow airspeed so they can get down in there. Where the air tankers, the fixed wing airplanes they have to maintain a certain airspeed and they can't get down into the canyons and climb back out of them. And so a lot of the time we'll be able to use the helicopters in the steep terrain, but we can't get the air tankers into where the fire is in the steeper terrain. You know, the history in the Kalmiopsis is large fires, the Silver Fire, the Biscuit Fire, the Chetco Bar last year, and now the Klondike that's up in there. It's rough terrain, steep terrain, no access because it's wilderness, there are no roads. So getting people in there is real difficult. And generally most of what the aircraft's going to do, either the water or the retardant, that's not going to put the fire out. They're going to go in, what we'll do is we'll come in and slow it down and allow the people to get in and get lines around it and to take care of it. It's generally the firefighters on the ground that put the fire out. They're very valuable, but they're not generally going to complete the job on their own. They can knock it down and allow the firefighters to get in. The line of retardant out in the front of the fire, slow it down to the point that the firefighters can get in and get a line around it. But as far as expecting the aircraft to do 100% of the job and put it out themselves, it's generally not going to happen.